So obviously, there was very big news that broke this morning. Tom Brady officially announced that I don't know if Gio's upset. That's why, but we'll roll with it. But Tom Brady officially announced that he is officially done with football in an emotional message. I know Nick Saya, obviously not a big Tom Brady fan. I'm gonna let him go first. See his words on Tom Brady's retirement, official retirement.
I don't. So I was thinking about this all day before this recording about what I wanted to say, if I wanted to say it. The thing is, there's a lot I want to say, but if he comes out of retirement, then I can't say it because if when Brady is on the field playing, I hate him with a passion.
I think he's officially done for now, for good though. This time,
If he's done for now or like for good, then I respect Tom Brady, phenomenal football player, the best to ever do it. Um, but I'm gonna miss watching him play.
for real, yeah.
Like that's like a once in a lifetime, like once in a, yeah, it's a once in a lifetime type of player to watch play. And it's just sad to see him go. And then like you got the young kids that took his old washed up self for granted. They didn't see him tearing up the Miami Dolphins, Jets, the Bills. Just greatness.
For real.
But congrats to his retirement. Well,
All right, Gio, go ahead.
For me, right, it's very sad to see. He is the best, most accomplished quarterback, most accomplished NFL player to ever play the game. So it was very, very difficult to, hear that news and see that video this morning because it did come out of nowhere. But then again, it is Tom Brady. He's very calculated, and he did the exact same thing on this date last year. So he knew what he was doing. I'm sure he had it calculated after the game. He made. I'm sure he made up his mind within 24 hours after that game he lost. As we saw, it didn't really look like he wanted to get hit. In that playoff game, he knows he didn't have an opportunity to play football in Tampa anymore because of this scenario there, right? And then you got the scenario in Las Vegas, right? There's not really a great looking team for Tom Brady to just jump into and win a Super Bowl, right? He did just get divorced previously this year. Another factor of why he probably wants to retire, see his kids more often, right? Live a great life with them. And they live on the East Coast, apparently. I believe Adam Schefter said this morning. So if he went on to a West Coast team, say like San Francisco 49ers, Las Vegas, right, he wouldn't be able to see his kids that much, right? So I'm sure that was a factor in his retirement. Another thing is he said he was going to play till he was 45. He is 45 years old. I don't believe he wants to play another year because that would go against his, whole legacy, right? Timetable where he did say he only wanted to play till he was 45. He is the oldest quarterback to ever put on a uniform. He will be the oldest quarterback to put on a uniform, in my opinion. And it's sad to see because one of my favorite moments of watching football is the Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady rivalry, right? Seeing two amazing quarterbacks go at each other, whether it be Peyton in Denver or Indianapolis, right? It was an amazing thing to watch. And like Nick said, these young kids aren't going to be able to see that. There are younger quarterbacks though, which will be great to see, but it will never be the Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady rivalry, or the Eli Manning versus Tom Brady in the Super Bowl rivalry. Right, that was a great one to see. And then obviously all the teams that he obliterated in his time being in the NFL, it was great to watch him be so dominant, right, with the Patriots in Tampa Bay. So it is a sad day to hear that Tom Brady retired.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. It's definitely sad. I do agree with Say though, when he is on the field, not a big fan of him, but now that he's officially walking away, I can appreciate the greatness that he had. There will never be another Tom Brady. To me, it's equivalent to a LeBron James in the NBA, all the records he has, more Super Bowls than all 32 NFL teams. No one will ever be as good as he was. And to see him go out like that was a little sad. I wish he would have gone out on top for his legacy purposes, but obviously Nick Saban doesn't care. But it would have been better off for him to go out that way. And yes, he did have family as cited as a reason why he retired, so that also makes sense. but it's definitely gonna be sad to and weird to not watch him play again. And it's the end of our era as kids because there's no more quarterbacks that we grew up watching in the league, really.
Aaron Rodgers, the only
Yeah,
one left, right?
that's it.
So
It is sad though, but great career and a Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah. I would recommend now that he's like a retired, and we could take like our hateful bias towards him. I would recommend going back, watching his highlights, and just
for sure.
appreciating it. You
For
feel me?
real.
Like his full career highlights, because
Yeah, like
it was on something different.
for real, bro. Every like Patriots Tom Brady was just one of the honestly the best to ever do it. He's the GOAT.
For real.
One thing I did want to mention, right, is that who will be that next guy that will be Tom Brady-esque? Because we had that Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant to LeBron James era in the NBA, right? That transitions.
Yeah.
We had Joe Montana, right? Those guys. Um, and then you had Tom Brady, right? Ben Roethlisberger, um, Rivers, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, all those guys, right?
Yeah.
So who's that next on the table? Because Aaron Rodgers is late in his career. I don't think he's going to be the face of the NFL. Is it Patrick Mahomes? Is it Josh Allen? Is it Justin Herbert? Is it, who is it?
To me, it is Patrick Mahomes. And also don't forget Joe Burrow too. But to me, it's Patrick Mahomes. I think he's going to set a lot of records and continue to get to many Super Bowls because as long as the Chiefs have Patrick, they have a shot.
For sure. Speaking about Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, right? I do believe it is Patrick Mahomes. He's the most accomplished quarterback as of right now in the league, even with Aaron Rodgers in there. But Patrick Mahomes has gone to 3 Super Bowls now in the past 5 years. He's got the number one statistic in the Super Bowl, I believe, for QBR and a bunch of other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he is the top for me. But are we going to see that, like I said, the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady-esque rivalry between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes now?
I believe we will, yes.
I do too. I think a lot of people expected it to be between Josh Allen
Yeah.
and Mahomes,
Mm-hmm.
but Joe Shiesty has proven himself to be Josh Allen's father.
For real. Yeah.
But yeah, I also think it's Patrick Mahomes. He's the face. I think that Mahomes Brady playoff game for the Super Bowl. I think that's where it was like solidified. Mahomes was the next face up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mahomes is the new Brady though, in that Manning Brady rivalry.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will get the best of Cincinnati for majority of years, but there will be times when Burrow, like last year, will get the best of them as well.
I think there's a ton of fans that just hate Mahomes already because of how good he is.
Yeah. They make fun of his family and everything. I'm like, bro, what does that have to do with anything?
He's just a ball player.
For real.
So with that aspect in mind, can he or will anybody catch up to Tom Brady's legacy?
I personally think he can, but I don't think he will. I don't think anyone ever will catch up to his legacy because to get that many passing yards and passing touchdowns and Super Bowl passing touchdowns and playoff passing touchdowns, you're going to have to play at least 20, 22 years. And like you said, I don't think another quarterback will ever do that.
Right.
I'd have to agree with that. Just
Okay.
for the playing wise,
Mhm.
because yeah, Mahomes has the talent too, I think, but there's no way Mahomes is gonna play that old.
No.
So I can't see it happening for a long time at least.
Okay. So does that have to deal with Tom Brady's skill level or just his mentality of, competitiveness?
Both, honestly. He played this long because of how competitive he was, but it's also just because of his insane talent. Like to be able to throw for that many yards, passing touchdowns, and etc., you have to be insanely talented, and obviously Tom Brady was.
He hit his decline so late too.
Mhm.
Bro, this year was his worst year. That he had one bad year. That's it.
Yeah, like you look at quarterbacks he used to play against, like prime Tom Brady, like Drew Brees.
Right.
declined a lot younger, a lot faster.
Mhm.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben declined a lot faster, a lot
Rodgers is
younger.
starting to decline right now.
Eli
Rodgers,
Manning.
Eli, like
Like, bro,
yeah,
he played like 10 years longer than half of those quarterbacks he played with.
Right.
Philip Rivers is out of the league already. Like
How old was Peyton when he retired?
I think Peyton was in his
30s.
30s. Yeah.
Was he 38?
I want to say 38.
I want to say 38
38.
as well. Yeah.
Because he won what, 2015, right?
Yeah.
And that's when he retired.
I believe. Yeah.
I think with the rules implemented now, I think he could have went another couple of years, obviously, but
Mhm.
he wanted to leave out on top, and obviously that cut his career short. But it is pretty remarkable on how long Tom Brady was able to stay in the league, right? Especially after an ACL tear, right? Having the injuries he had early on in his career, and then making the transition health wise, right? Putting the time and money into his body so that he can stay in the league for this long.
For real. That's why I say it's equivalent to LeBron James in the NBA because when LeBron retires, all those records are
Right,
going to take years to even break if anyone can.
right, for sure.
Because now you can't even come into the league at 18 years old like LeBron did.
No. And bro just moved up to fourth all-time assists. Like this is not just scoring.
Mhm.
Bro. Yeah, but John Stockton, crazy though.
Oh, bro, 15,000. Oh my
That's
gosh.
great. Bro, Gio, you talking about Peyton Manning going out on top? Made me start thinking about beast mode. I miss that too.
Bro,
Yeah, I know. For Marshawn Lynch, right? He had a great career, but he did, as a running back, he did have a longer career as a running back, right? Because they do only usually average around 10 years, if that. That's why we see the decline in Ezekiel Elliott go down so far is because of how much they ran him throughout his career. And it's pretty remarkable what we're seeing from Saquon, right? Especially out of all the injuries he's had. But there are players like you mentioned, like Beast Mode, who I think could have played a couple more years. Drew Lock, right, is another one. A player that is stuck in my head that I wish never got hurt was possibly RG3, right?
yeah,
To see
yeah,
what he had on the table.
for sure.
Bro, that was a crazy time.
Bro, bro
Prime,
was tearing up the league for 2 straight years and then tore both knees. I was like,
Right.
dang.
do you remember Prime Teddy Two Gloves too in Minnesota?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That was such a fun time.
for real.
To have Kirk Cousins back in Washington, that was a good time too.
Yeah, for me, first person that comes to mind is Todd Gurley. Like to go out like as quiet as he did and just never come back and
Right.
not play in the Super Bowl for we didn't know what reason, but turned out to be a knee and just never come back. Like I prime Gurley, like the kids these days again won't know what prime Gurley was like.
Right.
Bro, he was like an MVP.
Bro, he was, in my opinion, the best running back in the league at the time.
Easily, easily. Bro, to think about like those are the players we're mentioning though. Those aren't even the guys we started watching. You feel
No,
me?
exactly, bro.
Right.
Like we watched Adrian Peterson, all those guys.
For
Bro,
me, it's sorry, Nick, but I just want to say this real quick. For me, the time period as a child, as we were children, right, early 2000s to 2000, mid 2010s was the perfect time for the NFL. That was the golden age, in my opinion, where we had the equal amount of defense and equal amount of offense, right? Where we were able to see the flashy offensive plays like Big Ben and Antonio Brown, right? But before then, we even had Troy Polamalu, Ray Lewis knocking people out, right? So it was amazing to see offensively and defensively. I feel like it was equal, whereas now it's more offensively based.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely more offensively based. There is still great defenses like the 49ers and Cowboys, but
It's not the
it's
same,
just majority is offense.
right? Because
we just seen that a better offense will
Win the games. Yeah.
win
right,
games. But bro, I just miss Megatron,
Megatron was
Oh,
an
Calvin
amazing
John. Oh
player.
my God.
bro.
Him and
Oh,
Stafford, that connection. Oh,
People don't know either. Like,
no, bro. Like, bro.
do
Yeah.
that
y'all remember?
All you double teamed. Literally 2 corners would go to him and leave another guy open. They didn't care.
How early did y'all start watching football? Did y'all watch in like the 2000s at all?
I started watching around like 2005, 2006, mostly probably.
Bro, do you know who Marvin Harrison is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
Yeah.
junior.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bro, him and Manning, I used to play as them in Madden all the time.
Oh. Bro, playing as Megatar Madden. Oh, awesome.
Bro,
Just throw it up. He's gonna go get it.
Joe Horn in New Orleans with Drew Brees. Those were the days, bro.
For real, bro. Wii Madden. Had to love Wii Madden.
Madden was different. It was different.
Bro, I'd get so hot. I'd be like, what the heck?
They dropped every interception in Wii Madden.
For real, bro.
It
I'm
was
like, bro, catch
impossible.
the ball. Oh, man. It was a good time.
That 2011 season, right, when you had Randy Moss and Tom Brady,
Oh, yeah.
that's pretty remarkable for me to see them go undefeated the entire season. And then you have the New York Giants at the end in the Super Bowl when they were talking all that smack about them, right? Come up with that win. That was remarkable. You had Victor Cruz, which is another amazing receiver, which we missed that salsa. We don't have that anymore. Great receiver. Then you also got that Bengals team was pretty remarkable as well. When you had who was that quarterback? Because you had Ocho Cinco as a receiver,
Carson Palmer.
Yeah, Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer, right? And then you also had Vontaze Burfict, right, as a defense.
Yeah.
Our defensive player. So that team was pretty solid. The Browns were the Browns. It was just so laughable at who was at quarterback every single week for them, right?
Bro, the
Before the
Steelers.
Johnny Manziel era too.
Yeah.
So
Bro, the Steelers back then too. Oh man. Prime Le'Veon and AB.
I'm just glad
Yeah.
we're not talking about the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, y'all.
Those were terrible years.
Yeah.
Early childhood was not it for Miami.
very unfortunate for you guys, but as a league as a whole, it was probably the best time in my opinion.
Hey man, the Cowboys weren't any better. We were over here 8-8, making the playoffs at 8-8.
Hey, bro, until you had Chad Henne at quarterback, Chad Pennington, Chad Feely, we had all the Chads. No, Jay Feely, not Chad. My fault.
Do you guys remember Clay Matthews
Yes, bro.
and how much of a
Clay
tear he went
Green
on?
Prime Clay Matthews. Oh my gosh,
Bro, he
Prime
was
JJ
so-
Watt.
bro. That's another
Hey,
one who
young
retired
JJ
this.
Watt?
Yeah, another one who retired this year. This Hall of
Right.
Famer.
Bro, honestly, yeah, it's gonna be rough not watching JJ no more.
For real. Bro played with a broken nose, blood streaming down his
Right.
face.
I think he played with a broken hand, he's played with everything. So
Bro torn labrum. He does not care.
nope.
Prime time JJ on the Texans, bro.
Bro,
The best defensive end of all time.
for real.
And really, he's the
Well,
best defensive end of all time for you?
Players I've watched, yes,
Oh, right, yeah, for sure. Yep. Okay.
Bro, one move and he's at the quarterback.
bro.
Or he was at the quarterback.
I think TJ will take his spot if he stays healthy, but JJ's career is unmatched like anyone else we've ever watched on the defensive side. Maybe
Right.
like Ray Lewis and Troy Polamalu, type stats, but as it is as a defensive end, yeah, he was the most dominant we've ever seen next to Clay Matthews. So
For real.
Bro,
Definitely.
Revis Island too.
Oh,
Champ
Darrell.
Bailey.
Bro. Darrell had everyone.
It was an island. He was on an island.
For real, bro. He said, I don't need help. Get out of here. Safety help go that way.
Jeez, bro.
Man. Yeah, bro. It's definitely gonna be sad to see no Tom Brady. It's gonna be weird not having like the excitement of seeing him walk out on the field anymore.
right.
But
You were
obviously he's going to be a Fox broadcaster, so we'll see how he does there.
But just to encapsulate what we just said, right? We just named off all these amazing players that are in the Hall of Fame or are going to be in the Hall of Fame. And Tom Brady won at least 4 championship Super Bowls against all those amazing players.
Literally.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, bro. He literally played 3 decades. No one else
Right.
is going to do that.
No.
It's insane, bro.
Hey man, great career and congrats on your retirement. That's all we're saying.
Sure.
But
But obviously the AFC Championship and NFC Championship was also this past weekend. There's been a lot of criticism of the reffing of the AFC Championship. I do agree with what they are saying. The Chiefs did get a lot of calls go their way, and I was still very confused on how they got two third down opportunities, but we'll get into that. What are your guys' thoughts on the game results? And if you want to talk about the reffing, you can as well.
so for me, I watched that Chiefs Bengals game up until the 2 minute warning,
Mhm.
in which I had to leave, which I really didn't want to, but I had engagements to embezzle in, or not embezzle in, but like to to operate in.
Mhm.
So, but watching that game, I thought the refs were terrible. They
Yeah.
were just terrible refs.
Mhm.
But I don't think it was so one-sided that everyone's saying.
Yeah, I don't think it was as one sided either.
I think it was just bad calls on both sides, and it was just like a
Yeah,
rough game.
I think it's because the way it ended that they're saying, oh, the Chiefs got all the calls. I think that's why.
The Bengals got like what, 3 and out, and then they punted, and the Chiefs got that out
Well,
of bounds
I'm
roughing
saying like
thing.
I think they're just talking about it because of how they got two third down opportunities like that. I think that's why they're all talking about the refs.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Which
The
like I
refs
get it. I do get it though, because like rewatching the play, the ref did not blow the whistle, do anything. He was just standing there watching the play. So
So what I don't know if you saw that replay during the game. The ref was on the sideline, but he ran forward till the play started. He didn't want to get hit, obviously, or interrupt the play, but he did run forward. He obviously Arrowhead was very loud,
right.
where you wouldn't be able to hear the whistle.
Mhm.
Um, although we've seen plays happen before, get whistles called, and we can still hear them even with a loud arena like that, right? But then again, he did run onto the field. I hate all the slander against the Chiefs. Yes, I still believe they should have won, but that was not the way they should have won, obviously.
Yeah.
To have three calls, right? Two third downs, and then obviously get a play for a first down, right? Another flag. I still think they would have won that game. I think there was missed calls all over the field that game. On either side, there was a push in the back where the Bengals were kicking, right? Or punting away. And a player on the Chiefs got pushed in the back into the kicker, and they called kicking interference, which I don't think was, the right call there. At the same time, it is what it is. Chiefs won out for me. Um, and then, next year Joe Burrow's just got to do it cleanly.
Yeah.
There can't be any excuses. He just got to go out there and win the game.
Yeah. To me, it is on the refs, but it's more on the Bengals, the way they played at the end,
Right.
especially Joe Burrow, as
Mhm.
Saya said, going 3 and out and throwing two picks in a crucial fourth quarter. That didn't help them and their chances
Right.
to win. It was one of the worst games I saw him play against the Chiefs and probably the entire season. And he just picked a bad time to play like that.
Well, you have to give a lot of credit to that defense.
Yes.
They
It also didn't help, though, that Joe Burrow was down two starting O linemen.
but what's
Jones, yeah, he's a
Chris
beast.
Jones
He's a
was
beast.
a beast. Had I believe 3 sacks, all three of them, in the
Oh,
postseason, right?
yeah, and they
So
had three in the first possession, the entire
right.
Chiefs defense.
So for that defensive line to play like that, for their cornerbacks to play like they did on those receivers, right? They
Hmm.
played very smart defensively, and I think that's really what won them the game because Patrick Mahomes needed all the help he could get.
For sure. What do you think, Saya?
I think Eli Apple will enjoy Cancun.
I agree. Cancun on three. So, we all avoided a cliffhanger that time. Congratulations, Gio. You finally avoided one. Um, but to get back to what we were saying, we were on the topic of Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes. Who wants to continue?
I think right now, I think I would take the series as even,
Okay.
even though Joe Burrow has a better record. overall wise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about the regular season because
No, yeah.
Josh Allen has Mahomes' number regular season, but
Yeah.
Allen
Can't do
can't make
nothing in the playoffs.
So I'd call them even right now. Um, but recency bias, Mahomes is up because he's in the Super Bowl again.
For sure. I agree. And if he wins it, then he'll be like 2 times up.
I don't, I don't even think it's so like people saying it's a debate of who's the number one quarterback. I still don't really
It's
see a
not,
debate.
bro.
There is no
It's not a
debate.
debate. Like to me, it's got to be Patrick.
Even if Mahomes or Burrow went to the Super Bowl right now, people are gonna say he's better.
Yeah,
But Mahomes still has that ring.
exactly. And he
And
still
to
And
me,
an
that
has
would be,
MVP.
he still has more, MVP, more passing yards, more passing touchdowns, everything, bro.
I need Joe to get a ring to make it even the debate right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'll give him number two.
Yeah, he's definitely number 2. He's definitely better than Josh Allen because Allen can't win in the playoffs, and where Joe Burrow has shown that he can.
Exactly. So yeah.
Um, here's a little statistic, run through of why Patrick Mahomes is the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the Super Bowl era, his winning percentage is 800, which ranks first. His
Okay.
passing yards per game is 303, which also ranks first. His yards per pass is 8.1. Where does that rank?
First.
Okay. His pass touchdown per game, 2.4. Where does that?
First.
Okay. His pass rating is 105.7, which is
First.
it's all first.
Exactly, bro. That's what I've been saying. All the records are him. That's why he's the best now that Brady is gone.
I swear Tua was high.
There's more. There's more though. There's more.
Okay, keep going.
His passing rating, right?
Yep.
Is 106.1, which ranks first. His
Second behind Tua.
no. First.
Right.
His
We're talking
completion.
playoffs, right?
No, this is just all time ranks.
Oh, so yeah, Tua.
Sure. The completion percentage is 66.7, which is first. Total yards per game is 326.2, which is first. Pass touchdowns per game, we already said 2.5. Touchdown interception ratio is 4.57, which is again first. There's
He's
no
the
argument.
best. There's no
There's no
debate.
argument.
There's no debate. He came into the league as a second stringer, got his shot,
Right.
shined from the start, hasn't slowed down. He's the best.
Credit to Alex Smith.
Facts. Unfortunately, he
Yeah.
had to get hurt, but yeah.
Credit to Andy Reid,
Shout out to him.
honestly.
Yes. Andy Reid, bro, that was one of the best trades and picks that he has made in his tenure as coach.
Travis Kelce also.
Shout out Trav, yeah.
Yeah.
And Cheetah.
Cheetah when
Yep.
he was there, yep.
Clyde Allaire, he was good, for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, I would say. Clyde Allaire.
It's insane that like everybody counted out the Chiefs because of the lack of weapons, but it doesn't matter because you have a Hall of Fame quarterback back there. And yes, I am one of them who counted them out. I will say it. But
who did count them out though?
Yeah, you guys didn't.
I know I had
him. You had him third, didn't you?
Excuse me?
Saya, did you have him third? In your early predictions?
Who?
You talking like beginning of the season?
Yeah, like division ranks. Did you have him ending in third in their division?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had him ending in fourth, so they surprised both of us.
We all discredited them.
Well, no, Gio had him first, I believe.
You can't take down the champ.
Yeah.
What I've learned from the past of LeBron James, of Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, all these greats, you can't take them down unless they're already down. And if they're not down, then they're on top.
He proved that this year. It doesn't matter if he has a lack of weapons or not. He's going to win games and find ways to win.
Right. What were you going to say, Nick?
I was expecting more from Jay Herb, but
I was expecting more from Russell Wilson, if I'm being honest.
That's
true. We're gonna see next year though, but for me, it's mostly on that Raiders team, right? Because yes, the defense was not there, but that offense lacked lackluster. You had great receivers around you.
They had one of the best receivers in the league, and the lack of targets he got every other week was insane.
You had Darren Waller once in a while. You had Henry
Or
Renfro, right?
Renfro, yeah.
So there's no excuse. Derek Carr is just trash, honestly.
At this point, if I'm Josh Jacobs, I'm gonna be like, I'm out, bro.
Right.
Fair. While we're talking about this division and how underwhelming the division was,
Right.
do you see a change in Denver next year
I
with the new
do.
hiring?
I
I
do.
100% do. Sean Payton, I believe, is going to get the best out of Russell Wilson.
So do you want to explain that deal real quick, Jake? For
Yeah,
those who don't know it.
I believe that the Saints got a first round pick along with a second round pick, and the deal for Sean Payton's going to be like 5 to 10 million, I believe, in that
Yeah.
range.
For 5 years,
So
right?
yeah, 5 years.
All
5 years.
So I mean, it's a great hire. They did have to give up a lot for him. It wasn't
Yeah.
their number one choice. Obviously,
Right.
they tried to get John Harbaugh, backfired. Tried to get D'Amico Ryans. He went to the Texans. So they got Peyton. But to me, Peyton should have been their number one, and I believe it's a great hire.
I agree. I think it's great for them. What Sean Payton did, even with when Jameis Winston was thriving there,
Yeah,
Sean Payton was the head coach. Now you got a way better quarterback with some skill for. There's no Michael Thomas on that team,
no, but
but you
there's
got
Jerry Judy.
more
There's Jerry Judy, yeah.
and Cortland Sutton. You
Yeah,
got more depth at that position, which is scary.
for sure. I like he's one of the best. He honestly could be a quarterback's coach, but he's a quarterback's coach and a coaching mind. It's just insane, and I believe Russell Wilson is going to take a big jump next year because of it.
I think so too, bro. I think people are going to count him out
And
until
he's hearing
like,
it too. He's going to put in the work in the offseason himself
yeah. I think it's going to be scary with Sean Payton there.
for sure. What do you think, Gio?
So number one, I think that was a great move by Denver. Number two, I don't think that was a great move by Sean Payton.
Okay.
Um, he should have waited out. He was getting antsy. He should have waited out for the Chargers. In my opinion, that would be the best move, especially with a young quarterback like that, who does have a lot of promise and talent. We've seen what. No disrespect to Russell Wilson, he's an amazing quarterback. Coming out of Wisconsin, going to Seattle, doing amazing things there, winning Super Bowl. The only thing is the coaching. We saw Pete Carroll do the exact same thing pretty much with Geno Smith this year. He played remarkable, went past any of our expectations for Geno Smith. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, we thought he could be like Tom Brady, leave his coach and go ahead and win again with a great team. And he obviously, I don't know if he couldn't take the pressure, but he obviously didn't perform to expectation. He will have a chip on his shoulder, and I see him because of his mentality, like the Mamba mentality. Kobe was one of his idols, so I'm sure he's going to have a chip on his shoulder and play better. Sean Payton is a great coach, like you guys mentioned, and he will turn that organization around. I just don't think that was the best move for Sean Payton, but it was the best move for the Denver Broncos, if that makes sense.
Yep, for sure. I can agree with that.
I feel that.
But sticking with the coaching, there was another big coaching move yesterday as well, which was another great hire. D'Amico Ryans leaving the 49ers to go to the Texans. Hopefully the Texans actually give this one a chance. You can't turn a program around like that in 1 year. That he's going to take, I'll say, at least 3 to 4 years to turn a program around like that, especially with their drafting. Like they have to draft a lot better than they have. So we'll wait and see, but I think it is definitely a great hire for them.
Facts. Hopefully they get their franchise quarterback, that second pick.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't bust on it for their sake. But I do hope they give him the chance and they don't hire him for the rebuild.
Yeah.
Just to fire him as soon as they get good.
Right? Yeah. That would stink. I feel like it's a good position for him as well because they're already a defensive minded team. Like their defense was not the issue this year. The offense was the big issue. So I think he's going to continue to improve that defense, and then the offense is just going to rely on the general manager making the right moves in the offseason.
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll ever see the Texans be good, but it will be interesting to see it again.
Thanks.
What do you think, Gio?
They're going through a process here, in my opinion. They were pretty close in a lot of games, especially against, I would say, the Cowboys, but
And the Chiefs as well.
yeah, and the Chiefs. Okay. So there are those, outlooks and, great upsides, right? But I see them being more like Detroit if they can, because I think he's a great coach, right?
Yeah.
But my favorite coach in the NFL right now, Dan Campbell. I think he is coach of the year.
Hmm.
To bring that franchise around with Jared Goff, apparently, who's not that good to some people, but they have a great, well-rounded team, right? They work hard, and that's because of their coach Dan Campbell. So I think that can happen with the Texans, especially with the bright spots we saw this year and a great coach coming in. They're going to shock people, and we're going to see them win a couple games. They're going to be like I said, Detroit, where they're going to be just out of reach of the playoffs.
That's fair. I believe Brian Daboll's the coach of the year, though, personally.
True. For what he's done with the Giants and that offensive line and that defense is tremendous.
Yeah.
The Lions are a great team. I think if they had a quarterback, they would have made the playoffs.
Did
But
you see
yeah,
the
I
Lions?
was, huh?
You said the Lions
Correct. I
don't
put
have
Jared
quarterback
Goff right next to Jimmy Garoppolo.
for the
Terrible,
most hated or for
terrible, terrible.
okay.
He's inconsistent. I'll give you that, Saya.
Um, but yeah, so speaking of the Niners, we never really touched up on that game.
Yeah, I was about to go to that.
I
Uh,
swear.
Obviously, it pains me to say that the Eagles are in the Super Bowl. I really hope they do not win for obvious reasons. But is it time to respect them? Because we have been saying they're overrated all year, and they've continued to prove us wrong. So is it time we put respect on their names? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
For the Eagles.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, you guys thought they were, overrated. I also agree. With your arguments, I could see why they would be overrated as well. They didn't really have any competition. The teams they did play in the AFC, they were either hurt or coming up, having a transitional year, right? So there's that aspect of it. But they do deserve everyone's respect. They did make it to the Super Bowl. They are a Super Bowl team in the NFC. I obviously think pretty much any AFC team that made it to the playoffs could beat any team in the NFC that made it to the playoffs, in my opinion. Just because of how stacked the AFC is, especially the front four teams. They could beat anyone in the NFC. So yeah, they deserve our respect. Good job for Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. What a move in the offseason for them to make that trade. Spectacular. Devontae Smith, right? He was amazing. So and their defense, they play great too. I think Patrick Mahomes, even injured, will run all over them. That's my opinion.
There. This Eagles team, they're in the Super Bowl, so you gotta give them some respect.
Right.
Yes.
But they are my least respected Super Bowl team of all time.
Really? Even over the Panthers?
The Panthers earned their way there.
Okay.
The only reason I'm not respecting the Eagles as much as I should be, because they're in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
is because I personally think if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt, that game would have been
It is a
different.
different game, right?
But with that, they still found a way to win. They won the game. So respect to them being in the playoffs. I'll give them their credit. But I'm gonna give them credit with luck. That's how I'm gonna put it.
All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do think we have to put some more respect on their names, obviously, because they're in Super Bowl, like you guys said. But yes, not as much respect as people are saying, because obviously they went through a fourth string quarterback. It's not really that hard to beat a fourth string quarterback. Then they took him out with a concussion, and Brock Purdy came in with a Tommy John surgery elbow, throwing short routes all game. So it wasn't a very hard win to get. If Brock Purdy stayed healthy, it would have been. Who knows what the result would have been? But credit to them for continuing to win at a high level and getting to the Super Bowl. But I don't think they're going to get that trophy.
Oh no. Mahomes is gonna run through them, bro.
Yeah. They haven't played, as we said, they haven't played. Their defense is insane. I'll give them
Right.
that. Their defense is absolutely insane.
Right.
But they had not played an offense at this level all year.
Exactly. And the highest
Quarterback of this level.
right. And I would say the highest level they played, right? Or was it might be the Giants in all honesty, right? Coming off that win against the Vikings,
Yeah.
going ahead and having playoff, a playoff win under their belt where the Eagles haven't won a playoff game right this year, coming into the Giants game. Played great. But like you said, we haven't seen them play against a firepower team like they have with the Chiefs. Although there are quite a few injuries, Juju Smith-Schuster, a lot of other guys.
Well, they got 2 weeks off though, so they should be ready to roll when the time comes.
We will see, but then again, it's a lot of firepower. So,
Yes.
and if that
And
defense,
Mahomes' ankle is going to have 2 weeks to rest. It's going to be
right,
100% healthy. He will be able to move around like he was like moving around maybe 50% against the
right,
Bengals, and look what he
right,
did.
right,
He struggled against the Bengals though.
he did.
He did, but he still got enough for the win, and that's all that
Oh,
mattered.
I think it was
And
more
I think, sorry, go ahead, yeah.
I was gonna say I think it was more the defense. That's why, like, yes, Patrick had to score, but that defense won them that game
Yes, but I mean, Patrick did make a few key plays down the stretch to win it as well.
for sure. But Patrick had to rely on his defense more than the
Yes.
defense having to rely on Patrick Mahomes doing things. Where it was a great buffer for Patrick. He didn't have to have a lot of stress, and accountability. Whereas it was more on the defensive side where I think they owned that game.
Yeah, for sure. But to still throw for 300 plus yards with a high ankle sprain
Oh,
and two
for sure.
touchdowns is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Phenomenal. And I think a healthier Mahomes is going to be scary for the Eagles.
I agree.
I don't think their offense will struggle as much,
no,
which is scary for the Eagles. But I do think this game is going to be a shootout.
I agree. I think
for
it's going
sure.
to be a very high scoring game.
Then again, I've also been wrong in like the last 4 games I said that for. So
Hey, I mean, the Bengals one was kind of a shootout, just low scoring, more low scoring than we thought.
yeah, but I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I like Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, bro. Having the
For
Kelsey
sure.
brothers go up against each other, that's going to be awesome to see.
He might be one of the best offensive linemen we've ever seen.
Honestly,
The best center of all time, I'd
I
say.
think, yeah, I think he's the best.
Yeah. So it's pretty remarkable to see him do that. I just want to see one play. Just give me one play where Travis is on the defensive side. Just give me one play. Going up against his brother, I want to see that happen.
Bro, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Oh man. Speaking of Travis, did you see what he said after the Bengals game?
Yeah, he's the best.
He was taking shots at everyone, bro.
That speaks on how great of teammates him and Patrick are, how much
Yeah.
respect he has for his teammates. And then again, to not say anything until the game was over, because there was a lot of trash talk
Oh yeah.
happening on the Bengals side, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
For that whole team to be quiet until they beat that team is the best, right?
Yeah. And then him calling out the mayor, that just put the cherry on top.
As he should call out the mayor. Stay in your lane, right?
Right?
You buffoon, right?
You're jabroni.
Jabroni, yeah. So
Yeah, I think it was definitely awesome to see that happen.
and then to say, Burrowhead,
My you know what?
yeah. This is Mahomes' place. This is Mahomes' house.
Yeah,
Best thing you can say.
for real. What do you think?
Arrowhead
Sam?
guys respect that.
Yes, it definitely did. Well, y'all want to do a quick Super Bowl predictions? What do you guys think the final score will be and who will win? We already technically did who would win, but what do you think the final score will be?
So personally, I think it's going to be 28-24.
Okay,
Kansas City winning.
all right, Gio.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, right? I think Kansas City is gonna be in the high 40s, in my opinion. I think it's gonna be like 24 to like I would say like 49-ish, 49-ish, right? They can score 7 touchdowns, so we'll see.
Hey, I don't know about that one. I gotta be more close, like Saya. I think the final score is going to be 27-23, Kansas City.
Dang. Dang. So you got them kicking field goals?
I believe it'll be more field goals. Yeah, because
Really?
the defense is in the red zones, I feel like the defenses in the red zone are probably the two best left, obviously, and that's why they
I don't
got
think you're going to be able to stop Travis. You can't stop Travis.
Darius Slay will be on him, so we'll see what happens.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So what?
Huh?
You can't say Darius Slay.
Why not?
He goes by Slay strictly.
All right,
He'll
Slay will
start
be on
yelling.
him.
If he sees this, he'll start yelling at
I hope he does.
you.
Um,
I
but
think
yeah,
Slay is one of, if not the best lockdown corners in the league, and I think he will be able to stop him majority of the game.
that's cool and all. You can't stop him single handedly. You got to double him, and even then, he's able to break the double and win. So I think that's going to happen. I think Travis is going to play a major role, either being a decoy or not. And then you got Juju Smith-Schuster if he's healthy. I think he's going to have a remarkable game because he is in the Super Bowl for the first time. He's going to have a lot of energy. I think he's going to want that one very bad. And I think he's going to have a massive game and massive impact on the game. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the Super Bowl MVP once again because of how great he's going to be. I think he honestly will get like close to 5 to 6 touchdowns, if not more. I don't I don't see, like you guys said, that Eagles team hasn't played a offensive team like this, and I think Kansas City's ready for it.
Fair. I just think that Eagles defense is going to be ready, and that's why I think it's going to be a little more low scoring.
I agree with y'all. I agree with y'all. But I don't see Travis really having a big game. I think Juju's gonna have a decent one.
I think MVS, like the names that we don't think are going to
Right.
go off, will go off.
That's exactly who I had in mind. I think he's gonna have a big game.
Because like they're gonna be so focused on Kelsey and others that he's just there.
He's gonna be their Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened against the Bengals. Once all those guys went out, he took over.
Yep. So you can't sleep on that kid. I think he's gonna have a big game.
For sure.
And yeah, I also agree with you though, Gio. I think Patrick Mahomes will be the Super Bowl MVP.
He's going to spread the love. He's going to have everyone touch the ball, everyone get touches, everyone get a touchdown. So that's going to be amazing to see. Like I said, Travis doesn't have to have a big game. He just has to be a decoy, and he'll impact the game like that. So
Right, exactly, which is what he does on majority of nights anyway.
right.
But
Personally, I'm gonna disagree. I think it'll be Chris Jones.
Okay.
You think
I think he's gonna have
How many
Yeah.
sacks do you think he ends with?
2.5.
Okay.
But I think he's gonna have 4 tackle for losses that aren't sacks.
Really?
So you don't think the Eagles will be able to run very well against them?
No.
No. Because personally, I want them throwing the ball.
Oh yeah,
Their run game is one of their biggest factors. So
true.
You have him winning Super Bowl MVP?
yes, sir.
That'll be amazing to see because he deserves it the way he's been playing. So
It's gonna come down to a strip sack that clinches the game, and boom, he's Super Bowl MVP.
either way, we all got the Chiefs winning.
Yes.
Nah. But yeah, I do. And like,
All right, because I thought you were going to say the Dolphins real quick, but I was going to say.
They are wishes,
next year.
Hey, Tua finally got a concussion protocol. That's the Super Bowl for now.
I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped. I was talking about that all day.
Say I woke up. Oh, he's out of concussion protocol. Yes. A month later.
I'm back healthy too.
All right. Y'all got any segment, or Gio, you got a segment you want to do?
Yeah, real quick, I want to shout out LeBron James being very close to Kareem's, scoring, record.
Yes,
It's amazing to see he's under 100 points right now.
for sure.
Can he get in the next 3 games? I hope so. Everyone should be able to, stay tuned and watch that game if they can, because you're not going to be able to see that again.
Facts. It's going to be absolutely insane to watch. It'll be history for us to watch, and I'll never forget that moment or where I was when it does happen. And in the video game world, I actually did get FIFA. I do like the game. If you guys haven't copped it, definitely cop it. It's very fun. The graphics are a lot better, and they made some big adjustments to it. So definitely get it if you haven't.
Well, in the music industry, shout out to Kid Leroy. dropped a song called Love Again. It's pretty good. If you like singing music, it's a good one for you. And yeah,
Yeah, thanks for watching. See you all on the next one.
yep. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment who you think's going to win the Super Bowl. If you enjoyed, drop a like. But most importantly, make sure to Geo.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.